Hi there. So today we're just going to do a really quick little routine for the wrists. So if you do spend a lot of time on computers or your mobile phone or anything else, then you'll probably notice, that you do get a little bit of tension around about the hands and the wrist. And even if you don't, this is a really good one to do. So you can just sit down. So if you find that it's hard to sit on the ground, you can also just sit on a chair at the table and do this as well. But obviously I always recommend less time sitting on chairs. So just find a comfortable seat. I've got my legs wide because for me, this is the best way to do it, but you can also kind of sit to one side, just whatever works for you. And we're going to grab a myofascial release ball and then also a block. If you don't have a myofascial release ball, a tennis ball will also do. And then you're just going to take it underneath one hand and you're just going to give it a little roll. I'll sit back just so you can see. So you're just going to roll up and down and then roll around the palm of the hand. So just making sure you're kind of getting into all like the base knuckles of the fingers, the base knuckle of the thumb. And then you can roll in the opposite direction. Up and down, back and forward, side to side. And from here, we'll stretch out the fingers. So if you just want to bring your thumb onto the ball and then try and get as many of the rest of the fingers and even the heel of the hand down towards the ground. Just push it down, just stretch out the thumb. And then swap onto the index finger. And then onto the ring finger, sorry, the middle finger. Skipping fingers here. And then the ring finger. And then the pinky finger. And then just again, just a quick light scribble around with the ball. And then moving on to the other hand, again, decent pressure. So just like when we do our feet, you can press down here. Just make sure you're getting all around the heel of the hand, the base knuckles of the fingers, the base knuckle of the thumb. You might have to keep adjusting the ball. It might kind of roll away a little bit. And then bring the thumb onto the ball, press it down. Again, just trying to get as many of the other fingers, the heel of the hand down, so it gets a nice good stretch. And then the index finger. And the middle finger. And then the ring or the fourth finger. And then your little pinky finger. And then again, just a light scribble. Just pop the ball to the side and just a quick little warm up of the wrist. So basically just bring your hand like a kind of lobster claw, like a little claw, and just kind of like rub up and down the forearms. Just like giving yourself a little bit of a massage, just to wake up the tissue, just moving the fluid. And then the other arm again, just from wrist to elbow, just kind of getting the front of the arm, the underside of the arm, just a quick rub up and down. And then grab your block. You're going to bring your block onto its highest height. So the thin edge is facing towards you, or also away from you. And then bring your arm onto the block. I'll just turn slightly to the side so you can see. So what you want to do is bring the top of the forearm onto the block so the underside, your palm is facing up towards the ceiling. Make sure there's a little gap between your hand and the block so you've got room to actually move your hand and your wrist. Then we're just going to flex and extend, so just fingers down and in towards you. Try not to curl your fingers, so try to keep the hand quite flat. And then we'll do some side to sides. So I'll just turn around here again. So just think about just kind of scooping side to side. And we're going to add some circles. So if you want to try to think about the underside of your forearm pointing up, so this is coming from your wrist and not from your elbow. So sometimes it helps to place your other hand on top of the forearm to stop it rotating in and out. And just start to bring some circles through your wrist. So think fingers down to one side and towards you to the other side. And then do a few in the opposite direction. And then turn the hands so the edge of the forearm is on the block, so now thumb pointing up towards the ceiling. And just do a couple of extend and flex there, so pinky finger towards the block, thumb in towards your shoulder. And then just give that hand a shake, go on to the other hand. So again, top of the forearm onto the block, palm up. Just extending and flexing, keeping that hand quite flat. And then your side to side scoop, 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 scoop. And then your circles, so again, try and keep the underside of the forearm up, so fingers down to one side, towards you to the other side. One more circle, try not to move from the elbow, remember move from the wrist, and then 3 in the opposite direction. And then the edge of the forearm onto the block, and again, just a few extensions and flexions, so thumb in towards you, and pinky towards the block, just waking up the sides of the wrists. Give your hand a shake. And then just interlace your fingers and just give the wrists a loose roll. Mixing up my words today. Remember which direction you're rolling in, and then see if you can interlace the opposite way, so opposite index finger on top, and see if you can interlace and then move in the opposite direction. Often one that's harder for the brain than it is actually for the movement. And then just give your hands a shake, and hopefully that's your wrists all nice and warm. This is also a really good one to do if you are working out. So if you're doing anything that involves loading, so lifting weights, doing push-ups, planks, anything like that, a really nice little warm-up for the wrists. So let me know if you enjoyed this. Let me know if there's anything else that you would like to see, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Okay?